What's up, guys? Brennan here. Time for an update on the small account. As you know, we're back on Tastyworks today. We got our PDT reset from our Apple mishap when we went over the PD trades because I purchased the wrong expirations on Friday. But they let you reset every 90 days fresh with all the day trades, which is really cool from Tastyworks. So that's actually awesome. So we used one day trade out of the 3 today. One of the reds, we'll take a look at it right here on Netflix. Bought some puts. What was my fill? 8:36, I think it was. Netflix filled 8:36, so 8:37 a.m. pretty much. So right in here, I had a 4-hour overlay. I was expecting a weakness pullback here off the 4-hour overlay I had. There's some technical in the 4-hour. If you look at the 4-hour on SPY, I was really looking for a rejection of the 9 EMA. Body on the SPY, right? So it hit early, came up and just kind of tapped that area on the 9 EMA, and I thought we'd have at least a pullback, get a scalp in, maybe use a day trade. Ended up going against this here. No real big deal, I guess. We got in early in the 4-hour rejection. It popped over. We were red, maybe $200. Came back down. We were green, 50 or $70 a couple times, and then after it started retracing again, I just took the $136 loss, something like that. Yeah, $136 red on it. So wasted a day trade to get out of that one. Just, it was way too choppy, wasn't feeling it. Waited for the next setup, which was NVDA. Now NVDA was the only other trade I took today. NVDA, I got in, again, I was a little early on this. I got in on the double top push up here. Let me check the exact time. NVDA fill was 9:41. So at 9:41, right here, right on this bad boy. So I took this fill right in the chop here. I expected a like a lazy double top, a little higher high breakdown and go, and we were up pretty good right away, but it held the 50. I expected a little bit more reaction with the SPY dump because the SPY was dumping right at that 9:41 mark, just pretty good pull, and it ended up not following through, squeezed up. I held through the whole pain. I was down probably $500 on the day at top, but as it squeezed up, I seen this real sharp move, and I'm like, those don't, I mean, the volume is I'm looking at the volume, I'm like, this buyer volume still doesn't equate to the seller volume. We had holding it down before, so I'm gonna give it some time. So I left it all the way to 150. 150 break and hold was my stop out. It snapped it just a tad bit, came back down, hit its head, ended up coming all the way back down. So we were finally in the green on it. Let's see what we made here. I profit locked it best I could with a spread, so we'll take a look at that because I don't want to waste any day trades on this. I just expect it to go down lower. So we're looking at about $208 so far in the day, right about $60 gain. It's going to bounce between like $50 and $70 if it reverses from here. And what I mean by profit locking, you can see my purchased 4 contracts of the 148 puts are in the green because we had those way out here at 9:41, and then those are in the green. And what I did was took the sell right down when the candle head came to this 200 EMA because I didn't want to risk a bounce off the 200 EMA. Now, something that's been up the whole day like this, we're just trying to catch a downside move. So the main thing was to catch the spread correctly, right? So if we go to the activity here, I purchased the NVDA 323 at $3.23 for the contracts. I just marked it in to get the fill in the short. Waited, and then I in turn took I sold the one above it. So if we're looking at the trade table here, I sold the 147 under the 148. So I purchased the 148, waited till they were in the money, and then I got the spreads. You have to beat the spread, right? So I got to fill at 325. Your spread on the sell has to be more than your spread on the buy to lock in the profit, right? So now no matter what happens, hypothetically will end in profit. So it continues going down, the puts will still be worth the green trade, and if it goes up, the sells will be worth green, and they're equal, and the spread has been beat. So thus locking in these profits it'll range from 52 to 70. If it continues down, I'll probably make a little bit more, but you can just see it'll bounce back and forth until the prices catch up with each other. And if this does happen to reverse it ends over 47, which is fine because the end of the week we'll still get green on it for expiration of the sold puts being worthless. So yeah, that's the only trades we took today on Tastyworks. You ended up green here, closed out some Apple trades. That's the only small update I got for you. Best case scenario for NVIDIA coming up here, we would like to, since we're profit locked in this area for right around somewhere between $40 and $70, we'll lock in with that. We beat the spread just a little bit there. So worst case scenario, it runs all the way back up. We get a big double top. I could purchase those 147 puts that I had sold to lock in my profits back, and then collecting the money off those and then letting the puts ride single again all the way back down tomorrow. Again, not wasting a day trade. So to lock in some more profits with that. I hope that makes sense. So It looks pretty strong. I'd wait for NVIDIA to press its head on the 50. Tomorrow's a really big day for the market because of the Fed's releasing to see if we have any upped rates and tax hikes. There's a lot of speculation on what's going to happen, but we're just going to wait. I'm not going to hold anything true and hold. The only other call we had in chat today was the SPY to press up and reject the 9 EMA on the 4-hour, which is the main chart we always use, which happened pretty nice on a lower high setup here and panic down. So I tried to get some puts on here, didn't really get a full, wasn't comfortable with the price action through here. So ended up just stalking NVIDIA after Netflix and then locking in that profit lock. So see, regardless of where this goes, we will always be profit locked in a little bit of a range because the worth will be more. So you can see how it's going. NVIDIA is kind of pulling back up, and up, and our P&L, the sales are going to raise in the prices, and the puts that we bought will be worth less. But our sell covers, if these get up and over, out of that 147 area and hold, these are going to expire worthless. So we're going to be gaining money during this hold, right? So it's going to go back forth for a bit. And equivalently, we did, no matter what, we did lock in some green, no matter what that ends up at. I don't think it'll fall anywhere between 50, but because the spread is locked higher. So regardless, no matter what, we're going to end it up in green on this trade. Doesn't matter what happens on the stock. But if expiration helps us with those sells and they become worth us, we're just going to be gaining profit as the expiration goes on. So we'll be keeping an eye on this to see how this evolves here. And we will see you guys bright and early in chat. That's the only update we got. So stay green for us today. It's really choppy. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty historical day. So keep an eye on that. You guys stay green.